Hey guys, welcome, and great news! We have subscribers already on the new TV show. Really thrilled about that. Now this is the show for the Arts Channel, so this is the Academy of Arts, Telltale Club Academy of Arts, which is my sort of more family friendly videos, I would say, and this is the official podcast that goes along with that. So I'll be updating the links in a bit so that everybody knows exactly what's going on. It's a bit confusing, but things are a bit bitty, and you've got to be organised when you're a media mogul. You need to guide people in the right direction, I think. Anyway, what have I done today? Well, creatively speaking, I've done my first animation created with AI. And it's more older teenager and young adult, I would say, because it's quite. I suppose it's not adult content, but it's not kids content. So it's more like all the stuff that the kids are doing on TikTok, the older kids, that sort of stuff. So it's that kind of style because somebody's made this app. The app I'm using is called Glam, and it's very expensive. And I was sort of thinking, I can't afford it. But you can actually buy extra, which is great news. So if I wanted to do a bigger project, I would just pay. You can pay sort of $5.99 or something like that for 5 more films and a bunch of photographs. And you can actually get there's a package which I think is 30 videos and 50 photos, something like that. And I thought, well, that's not bad. If you've got a project, so say you're doing a project for, college or university or something like that, or you've got a project, perhaps you want to do, launch yourself, as I've done, because I've just launched my channels on Vimeo. I mean, you would kind of think about that, I think. I mean, this is the thing with AI. It's not cheap. If you get AI for a whole month, I think that's fine. But you do feel a bit pressured. Like, oh God, I'm paying 60 quid. That's how much Midjourney was, and that wasn't animations. That wasn't moving image. That was just, photographs, stills. Well, not stills even, but just images, image rendering. It was quite good at combining 2 images of mine, and I made some interesting artworks. But I only really wanted a month's worth, and I probably did get 30 really good designs. Although I've got more, and I haven't worked on them yet. Once you've got them, you've got them. Do you see what I mean? So it's not like you have to do everything and then it all disappears. It doesn't disappear. It's in a catalogue, and you can access it, even if you're no longer subscribing. I mean, the other alternative is download it all onto your laptop. But actually, I had hundreds and hundreds. I mean, I think I've got about 40,000 images. This is the other problem with AI. It produces such quantities relatively quickly. And you have to sift through it all and find out, well, is that any good or is it not any good? So I was kind of thinking, well, what am I going to do, about this moving image thing? And then I decided, right, no, I've got these apps. I'm creating these apps, and you're allowed 10 hours of footage. And I thought, well, if I did shorts, that would be 600. If I did minute-long shorts, that would be 600 videos, which is actually quite a lot. So I'm telling the story of immersion through these animated 60-second videos, okay? So I did my first today. It's not ideal, but I did it and I've put it out there, and I thought, you can't really tell until it's out there how you feel about it. You need to see it up on your platform and, tweaked, and how is it going to look on my actual site or my sites or my apps. And I've already decided, no, I'm going to do it slightly differently, later in the week. I'll do another one. But I do like the process of it. It took me all day. And as I've said before, and I'll say again, AI does not speed up things. It speeds up aspects of your creative processes, but actually completing a finished, beautiful product, it takes just as long, I would say, because there's so much preparatory work to get it perfect, to get your AI doing what you want it to do. And then you've got to sift through everything. So you've got more choice. And I haven't had to sit down and draw. I mean, I did a little drawing the other day on some animation software. I did it by hand of a rat. And it didn't take me too long. And I do think, actually, for a minute of footage, either with stop-start animation or AI, they probably take about the same amount of time. They look very different because what I'm doing is I'm cavorting in front of a camera, and then I'm changing myself. Obviously, I'm quite an old lady compared to, young people they don't want to see old ladies. So my AI turns me into a femme fatale, which is really good because for me to do that, I would have to dress up. I'd have to put my face through some AI, I guess, to make me look younger, etc., etc. And that's not really what I want to do. This representation is not supposed to be me. It's supposed to be a caricature of an idea that immersion, the narrators and the sirens in immersion. Do you see what I mean? I'm just using my body as a signal to go in. So I think that's really interesting that I can do that, and it doesn't matter what I look like. I don't have to wear any makeup, which is fantastic. So there's a minimal sort of get ready time now. So I just filmed that this morning, and then I put it through, and there's a bit of time, time lag. It takes quite a long time it takes about 10 minutes to upload each clip and to convert it, and then I had to go into my editor, and I used 2-3 different editors. So this is not good. I'm using Rush by Adobe. I'm using iMovie by Apple, and another one. I can't remember which one I was using now. If you use something like TikTok, they're actually perfect. But then you get the TikTok logo, and I didn't want that. That's no good at all. But also, I wanted to do it in widescreen. I wanted to do them in 16:9 because it gives a feeling of a cinematic feel, and that's what I'm going for with the book. Do you see? So that was really important to me. But I'll update you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, because tomorrow is all about music. Actually, we're doing lots of lovely videos of piano and jazz piano and Suzuki piano, etc., etc., tomorrow for the Academy podcast. Sorry, not the podcast, the Academy channel, which is over on Vimeo, which I will put in the description here. So, as I say, they're going to be linked together quite seamlessly, hopefully. Hopefully, darlings, hopefully. I mean, it takes a long time. Anyway, I'm aching all over from yesterday's shenanigans. I did a lot of walking yesterday, and today I'm really paying for it. So I'm sort of trying to rest up now, but I did work very hard with all that. So the other thing I think is worth a mention, actually, because this is obviously a music and arts podcast. The early tracks that I did for Immersion are really not up to standard now because I've become so much more advanced. A year down the line, of course, that was always going to happen. So I'm probably going to redo them, which is going to be quite interesting. I mean, the vocals are very weak because I wasn't confident enough to belt out the vocals. So I think belting is, you should be belting. Do you know what I mean? You should actually, what makes a vocal stand out is the way it's thrown. Do you see what I mean? The presence that it has. And if you're very unconfident, very nervous, you'll be, it's going to sound rubbish. Don't forget we can use our AI to tune us. So belt it and worry about the tuning after. So I need to redo all these vocals with more emphasis on the projection of the vocal, because that's something that you can't alter in the AI. You can do your tuning and you can add our ambience, so the big room or the big church or whatever, but you can't add the human gusto that comes from the lungs. You can't add that. I mean, hopefully somebody would be able to do that eventually. And funny enough, the last ringtone, I was looking for that. I was something more punchy. But it really helps if you're just punchy to start with. So look, I've just given you a singing lesson. Be really punchy. Do you know what I mean? Really push it out over and over again. And you become quite good at it. You want that air coming from up your esophagus. What, does air come out your esophagus? I don't think it does it? Your esophagus is where your food goes. I guess a belch would come from there, but we don't want a belch on our lovely music. So yeah, really throw the voice out, and you'll find it's really preferable. You'll get a much better recording, a superb recording, even if it's out of tune. And then, of course, you can tune it with the AI, and you've got something really quite spectacular. Because don't forget, you're not performing at Wembley, you're creating content with your vocals, and we have all the tools at our disposal to make a great singer out of ourselves, okay? So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to redo the vocals. I might do that this week. And I'll be doing the poetry as well. So each chapter comes with a poem and some spoken word. So again, with recitals, you know, you've got to have this kind of strong emphasis vocal. And unless you're whispering, of course, you know, that's a whole other thing. You know, that's a whole other drama to try and get the whisper correct. And even I play around with ASMR, ASMR, I always call it ASMR, which is sounds with close-up microphone, lots of, you know, kind of, it's a little bit like sort of ladylike beatboxing, I would say. And it puts people in a very calm place, and some people are very fond of it. And I've done a bit of spoken word with that, and I really like it. And you can be less clear with that, but the clearer you are, you're going to have, you know, volume, velocity. This is the thing, velocity, that's what you need. And I don't think I've worked out a way to increase the velocity on a vocal yet on my Logic Pro. I've been looking. So I'll research that. I might go and research that in a minute. But you can do it on the music. You can increase velocity, but I'm not sure that I've found a way of doing it on vocals. But perhaps I've missed some, you know, obvious thing somewhere. So anyway, guys, tomorrow is Music Day, and the podcasts here, I'm not allowed to do, you know, music podcasts. They don't like it. They like me to waffle on. So they won't be here, but they will be over on my Vimeo channel, okay? So the Tellteller Club Academy of Arts, which is on Vimeo on demand, it's, I can't remember the exact link, but I will put it in the description here so you can go and find it. And yeah, well, there we go then. This is the official podcast for the TV show, and I hope you enjoyed it. And there will be other things tomorrow. I do a quick a free ringtone tomorrow, as long as I talk lots and lots about the wonders of music and being creative, because I can talk for many hours about all that, obviously. And if you're trying to get to sleep, listen to my podcast, because I drone on and on and on and on.